have that exact same energy. Oh my God. A month later and I literally still feel like that, and I could just go around every single room of my house just screaming just like that over and over and over again, probably for eternity. Welcome back to the main channel. Welcome to the first video back in 2023. I felt like this was the only appropriate video to kickstart the year again over on the channel. Oh my God. And also welcome to a new era of engagement and wedding content. In the past, obviously we've done like Amazon wedding dress try-ons and hauls, but like this time, it's for fucking real, y'all. Oh my God. So I asked on Instagram for specific questions pertaining to the proposal and wedding planning and the ring. I thought that we could just do a chill little proposal Q&A. I just wanna hear everything. Okay, so there is in fact an hour and 45-minute long podcast that we just posted going over every single detail. So I think this video will probably be around, like 15, 20 minutes or so. But if you want the mega version of the proposal story, I'll have a link to that podcast episode because it truly is an hour and 45 minutes of just engagement and proposal details. I'm gonna do my best to like find the balance between like rapid fire and also not just like babbling in answering all of these questions, because I just like am so excited and happy and in love, and I feel like I'm not gonna do a great job at making these rapid fire. Did he ask for your parents' permission first? It's obviously a more traditional custom to ask for, I think it used to be like the dad's permission because like you exchange like a sheep or a goat or something. There were no sheep or goats or livestock traded, but yes, Jeremy did ask my parents for permission. He FaceTimed them originally to ask about logistics when we were going to Toronto for a few days and we're gonna be seeing family. So he was trying to like figure out if he could ask in person. Ended up just asking over FaceTime, and obviously my parents were elated and very excited and said yes. Imagine they had said no. Like, fucking imagine. Okay, so ring question. Did you go ring shopping beforehand? We did. So I think it was in maybe June that we went ring shopping together, and I could not recommend going ring shopping with your partner more. I feel like I learned so much about what looks good on my hand and what sizing I liked and what kind of band I wanted. I truly learned so much, and it was really fun and like a bonding thing to go together. It was a really fun day. I highly recommend. And even just for like the logistics side of like making sure it fits and knowing your ring finger size, which even though we did go ring shopping, Jeremy guessed it was incorrect. Originally got the ring made in the wrong size. Jokingly, again, there's a longer version of this story in the podcast. I was gifted a ring sizer. We eventually learned my proper ring size. It happened just in time for him to be able to change the ring size, and all was well. I had no idea, obviously, that any of this was happening, but it was a fun little spiral moment for Jeremy to be experiencing in the background of all the planning. So highly recommend going ring shopping together and confirming your ring size. Can we see the ring close up? I want to see the dipped prongs. This is truly the most spectacular ring that I've obviously ever tried on, and I am so in love with it, and it is everything and more than I could have ever dreamed up. It's perfect. I wanted a gold band, and because diamonds typically are not supposed to, supposed to obviously do whatever you want, whatever is your style, your aesthetic, your vibe. In the diamond industry, they typically encourage you to encase your diamond in something that's as white as possible because it can add a color cast to your diamond. There are 4 C's when you're looking at diamonds: cut, clarity, carat, and color. And there are levels and ratings for each of those 4 categories, but overall the whiter and more perfect diamonds are obviously more expensive, and so adding something like what would be gold prongs that might typically be on a gold band can add a yellow color cast to the diamond. So he was able to get custom white gold dipped prongs attached to the gold band, which holds the diamond. So it was a win-win situation all around, and the setting was not a setting that I had tried on or seen in person, but it's like a very, very pretty tulip setting, and I am so in love with it. It is genuinely so perfect. Another one of the 4 C's, how many carats? It is 3. What does the ring that you guys went to shop for together look like? I'll pop a picture on screen, but it looks really similar. I always knew that I wanted a gold band of some kind and a solitaire set round diamond, but I did try on and really like some square. Again, totally recommend going to try on some different shapes and sizes, but you'll see they definitely are very similar. I think the biggest I tried on though might have been like a 1.7 carat. So when I opened the ring box during the proposal, I was like, oh shit, this is much larger than what we had tried on, and I love it. What happened to the pave band ring? So I tried on the pave band and I loved it. It was so stunning, but what a lot of my engaged friends have reminded me or recommended is to not forget about what you want your actual wedding band to look like. So I decided that for a wedding band, I'll probably do a gold pave to match so that I can have both. How close was it to your dream proposal? Similarly to the ring, it was truly above and beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. There's not a single detail or element of the proposal or the day that I would change. It was truly like a fairy tale dream come true. And just the amount of planning that had to go into making this day as incredible as it was is just like above and beyond, and like there's just nothing more meaningful to me, and I will just never be over it. Do you remember any of Jeremy's speech when he proposed to you? So, okay, I feel like, again, one of the repeated things that engaged friends told me is that during the actual proposal, so many of my friends have just blacked out and they completely forget what the speech was. And so while the proposal was happening and Jeremy was saying the most incredible speech ever, I was so focused on not blacking out that I spent too much time thinking about not blacking out that I kind of blacked out a little bit. I definitely remember the main points of the speech, thank God. But even Jeremy looking back is like, I had like a whole thing planned and I didn't say any of it. I had like a couple specific like pillars of the speech that I wanted to hit, and he got those out. And I remember also, I think, the pillars of the speech, but the details, like if I had to recite the entire speech, I'd fail. I'd 100% fail. What was your reaction / feeling when you saw the spot, and how was the walk there? So I feel like this needs a little bit of prep if you haven't seen the podcast episode. Essentially, I had a massive fake out about a week and a half before the proposal actually happened. So a week and a half prior to the proposal, I was in Big Bear and Jeremy had texted me saying that we were gonna do a little weekend getaway for my Christmas gift, which was definitely not out of the ordinary. We love doing like experiences versus physical gifts. Sometimes also love a physical gift, but we do experiences or little weekend getaways, and it's just like a cute little thing that definitely did not raise a single red flag. Within a few hours of getting that text, my nail girl texted me and said that she had to reschedule our appointment to what would be the day before we would leave for that weekend getaway. And so I was with Remy, who the whole time knew every single detail of what was going down. This woman deserves an Oscar. She was an award-winning liar. I am so proud of her. I know exactly just how stressed she was. And Remy, thank you. You did an incredible job. So Remy essentially talked me out of my spiral. And like when I say spiral, I think that people tend to assume that a spiral always has to be like something bad. I can spiral around almost anything. It could be like a happy, excited spiral. It can be obviously a bad spiral as well too. But I feel like it more just like represents an overwhelming amount of emotion. And so I was basically in tears and excitement. I was like, oh my fucking God, what if it's happening? Oh my God, what if it's happening? Remy talked me out of it, ratted me out to Jeremy, who then canceled the weekend, and it was so good. They played me so good. And so with Remy, I was like, just kidding, spiral over. The weekend's canceled, not getting engaged, obviously. So fast forward to that nail appointment on Friday after we get back from Big Bear. I had told Jeremy about how I'd spiraled thinking that we were getting engaged, which again is just hilarious. Like looking back at all of this now is so funny. And so the running joke was that because I was not getting engaged that weekend, I was like, I'm gonna go full out. I'm gonna get cow print, clouds, happy faces, hearts, spirals, checkers on my nails because I'm not getting engaged, so I can get whatever I want. And so I ended up, thank God, choosing just like a very wintry, like silvery glitter French tip with a little white line. Not that there's anything wrong with like going all out balls to the wall with like fun, colorful nails, but I definitely am very happy with the manicure decision that I made. So Saturday morning, Jeremy's like, just kidding, pack your shit, we're going away for 2 nights. I've already arranged sleeping and dog sitting arrangements for the 2 pups. We're leaving in a couple hours, and there's like lots of really nice restaurants kind of in the area. So he said, pack 2 outfits for fancy dinners. And that's how he was able to get me out of leggings and a hoodie. Not that there'd be anything wrong with me getting proposed to in leggings and a hoodie, because that's essentially my day-to-day uniform, but I am, again, very happy with my appearance on the day because I do have over 300 photos of the actual proposal itself. And like, let's be honest, the leggings in my life get enough airtime as it is. So we go to Malibu on Saturday and we just hang that day and that evening. We cook, we have champagne. It's very cute. I'm like, oh my God, this is an amazing gift. This Airbnb is stunning. We have private access to this beach. Weather was kind of ass though. We got so lucky. Like, had the proposal happened on Saturday, obviously it would have still been incredible, but the weather on the Sunday, the next day that it happened, I could not have photoshopped a better sky. We spend the night, we wake up on Sunday, and part 2 of my present is a beach picnic. Again, we've got private access to this super secluded beach. No beach in California is actually private, but there's private access. So there's barely anyone on the beach, which is incredible. And so I was like, oh my God, I love picnics. I know that you really don't like picnics. This is the best present ever. Obviously the vibes are like a little proposal-y and my spidey senses were tingling. There were like a few little context clues. Like Jeremy acted a little bit sus when I went back to the car when we were unpacking to go grab the rest of my stuff, because little did I know there were 8 bottles of champagne and the engagement ring box in the front, which is like the front trunk, the frunk. He definitely was like a little panicky and a little sus in like his, Lauren, where are you? Lauren, where are you? And I've never heard Jeremy panicked or nervous in his life. That was like the only moment where I was like, is there something going on? But I think overall the answer to did I know if it was happening was no. There was just not a single ounce of my body that was 100% sure about anything. I had a few questions asking if I would have been disappointed if it hadn't been a proposal, and the answer would 100% be no, because it was like literally, proposal or not, was a beautiful weekend. Obviously it ended up being the weekend of my literal dreams, but overall, if the proposal wasn't happening and Jeremy had planned this incredible Malibu weekend getaway and we were doing a picnic and he had organized all of this and taken care of the dogs, that is one of the most thoughtful gifts that he could possibly do. So getting back to our question from 10 minutes ago, what was your reaction when you saw the spot and how was the walk there? We had about 100 stairs from our Airbnb down to the beach. And again, being positive about nothing, even seeing the roses from really far away as we approached down the stairs, there was a massive part of me that was like, those aren't for me. Those are not for me, and our picnic is gonna be, you know, 20 feet behind those roses, but wow, a proposal, that's amazing. Like, there was not a single ounce of my being that was positive about anything. Obviously, as we approached the actual roses and we're walking towards it, I start crying, obviously, immediately, as I realized that it's not a picnic, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, it's not a picnic. So ugly cry face, realizing that it's not a picnic and it is in fact a proposal. Jeremy walks me down like the aisle of roses to the end, and it's like in the shape of a diamond at the very end of it. There are long stem roses and candles lining the whole thing, and like my brain was just like, cannot compute. What specific Lululemon pants are Jeremy wearing? My hubs could use that fit. If you've seen any of the proposal engagement photos, Jeremy's ass is so thick. The photos are gorgeous, but Jeremy's ass is the highlight, if we're being honest. I asked him specifically which style they are because they are truly incredible. And that is how you comfortably get down on one knee in Lululemon like work pants with your ass still looking fat. With a PH. Did Jeremy see the rose bed beforehand? So either a photo or in person or at the same time as me? Because he had told me that we were doing a picnic, he was like, go get ready, don't look outside, I want it to be a surprise. And so he got to see, I think, a lot of the setup, and he got to see obviously the roses from far away because you could see them from our balcony of the Airbnb. So he did get to see them in person beforehand, but I think just like not up close because again, 100 stairs separating us from the beach. Did Jeremy mean to do a Kardashian proposal? So Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker also did like roses on a beach, but there are some very key differences. I think Jeremy saw some of like the walkway, like the long stem roses in the sand, which obviously are so beautiful and are pretty common, I feel like, for beach themed engagements. But they also had like a logo of K and T, and that's not really my style. And we also had like a massive walkway of petals, which was really unique for Jeremy's engagement. So I think that people maybe associate like beach and roses with the Kourtney and Travis engagement, but honestly, I think Jeremy's was better. Did you know that it was coming, and how ready were you? So essentially on Sunday, I was under the impression that we were doing the picnic during the day and then probably going somewhere for dinner in the evening. I had 2 dresses, a black one and then that like champagne color dress, and I asked which one would be better for the picnic and which one would be better for dinner. And so Jeremy was able to make the decision to put me in the light colored dress, which again was so perfect. And this is why I hoard clothes, because you just never know when you're gonna need the perfect little champagne dress. Was anyone else there to see the proposal, or was it more private? It was so perfectly private. It's exactly what I wanted. My parents were flying in literally the next day, and Jeremy's mom was flying in I think about 4 or 5 days later for Christmas. And so we got to celebrate all together. Also, families meeting for the first time. Very adult of us in our new venture as an engaged couple. But no, it was so perfect. Again, very secluded beach. There was like the most adorable moment of a dog losing his ball near our roses, and the humans of the dog were like, I am so sorry, do you mind please just throwing him his ball back, because he was sniffing around the roses. It was so cute. When did you figure out that the photographers were there? I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea. There was like a perfectly placed line of bushes that they were hiding in, and I had no idea. I think eventually I was like, oh, there are 2 men here that I don't know that are holding massive cameras, and they're like running around getting so many shots. I was like, wow, appreciate that, love that. I think it was a combination of just being like so incredibly impressed that they had just like dove out of a bush to get a bajillion more angles and shots and were just like so efficient, but also being like, oh my God, I need to suck my ugly tears back into my stupid face so all my photos don't look like At what point did friends come by in Malibu? So after the proposal, we took a few more photos. We went back up. I immediately called my parents, who obviously knew and were like waiting by the phone to receive my FaceTime. They were the first people that I called. I basically walked out of the bedroom in the Airbnb, and in walks all of Asian Girl Squad, plus significant others, and one of my other best friends, Lona. It was just like the most perfect, intimate little celebration with some of my closest friends. It was just like a perfect little ending to a perfect day. Will it be a big extravagant wedding or just close friends and family? So Jeremy and I both have quite a small family. I've got maybe 8 members total who are all still in Canada, and Jeremy has 4 or 5, I think, that are going to be at the wedding. So I think in our early discussions of wedding planning, we originally wanted something really small and really intimate. But I think as we kind of consider who we want to celebrate with, the list is getting a little bit longer. So I definitely am not going like crazy. I feel like when I think of like extravagant wedding, I think of like 200 people. We definitely will be under 100. Do you have a dress in mind? I don't have a specific, that's a lie. I kind of do have a specific dress in mind, and I'm so excited to start trying dresses on. I'm actually going to a bridal store in a few weeks, I think, to try on some engagement party dress. So like cute white short party dresses, nothing crazy, but might try on a few wedding dresses like just for funsies before I have an actual fitting and appointment. But there are definitely some dresses that I have my eye on. I really love the corset style. I think it's very flattering on my body and my itty bitty titties. But we'll see. You never know. Once you start trying stuff on, we'll see. I will be obviously vlogging and doing so many videos around that whole process, so get excited because I am. Will you plan your wedding on your own or with a planner? 100% will be depending on the help of a wedding planner. So if you're LA based and you have any recommendations of someone that you worked with and trust and love, I am so absolutely open to any suggestions. But yes, absolutely will be working with a wedding planner. It's one of the biggest pieces of advice from friends who have just recently had weddings. Are the dogs gonna be in the wedding in tuxedos? Obviously. Oh my God, it's gonna be so adorable. I've seen services of professional like dog sitters or wedding dog attendants, essentially, where you're able to hire them to stay with your dog so that your dog can be at the wedding the entire time. And when I tell you that that is the most genius business idea, and I will 100% be using that if I like can't find a friend who would be interested in doing that, which I just like want them to be present at the wedding, I will 100% ensure that the dogs are able to be there. Are you having a wedding in Canada or US or both? Definitely just doing one wedding. I'm quickly learning how expensive weddings can be and how quickly quickly, they can add up. So definitely will only be doing one wedding, and it'll be in the US, in LA most likely, or the LA County area. Again, we've got very small families from 2 different cities, so flying in family is much easier and more affordable for us to bring them here. And the last question, how did your booty not pop out of that dress? It did. It 100% did. I'm sure it's not the first accidental booty that those photographers have seen in party photos or engagement or wedding or just like event photos in general. But anytime we did any kind of like lifting picture, my butt cheeks were 100% just out in the world for everyone to see. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I think that they did me the courtesy of not actually including any of those butt cheek photos in the portfolio photos that they sent afterwards for us to have. So butt cheeks were out, but I don't have any photos to show for it. I feel like this video could easily be like an hour long. Again, we've got the full detail for detail, minute by minute play of the entire planning process from Jeremy's perspective as well. If you're interested in hearing any of that, over on the podcast Wild Till 9 channel. But hopefully this was enjoyable. I love being able to share all of this with you. I'm just so incredibly happy and grateful and feeling just so incredibly full of love right now. And I can't wait to start making content around engagement party stuff, dress shopping, potentially some decor. Leave me a comment suggesting what kind of little bow tie color Moose and Diggy should wear to the wedding if you made it this far in the video, because I already know she's gonna be a long one. I'm super excited to be back making videos, and I'm excited to be going into 2023 engaged. Okay, bye guys, I'll see you soon.